There
But I
were,
sent you again another tape.
yeah, but there were still some interruptions, which were difficult to work with. So
Oh, yes, yes,
maybe
yes.
no, the one from yesterday, I listened just to it again. That was technically perfect, really. That was
Oh,
fine. Yeah,
oh, yes, yes, yes.
I don't know what happened to the other one.
Yeah, yeah, sometime computer stuff. But I will see that if I have a transcript of it, I will send you the transcript.
Okay, fine.
So we are, I told you, this guy has written this text which has two titles.
Yeah.
One title is Hammer the Delusion, and other title is Turn Your Mind to the Real Self. That is why the turn the mind to the real self, why we are not able to do so, because we are seeking happiness in the world outside. We are seeking all kinds of pleasure. Oh, let me close my eyes, go into the meditation, spend an hour, and just after the meditation, the mind is waiting to run after the things of the pleasure in the world, but there is no pleasure in the world. So there is, I have a higher expectations, and then what happens? The mind is frustrated. Why it is frustrated? Because happiness is not the property of the car, of the home, of the phone, of anything at all. It is not the property. This young guy who lives in Arizona, he has been with me for a couple of years. So he said to me, I met a cute and a beautiful girl. I said, wonderful. Why should I interfere what you are doing? So we are going for a lunch. I said, beautiful. Then they went for a lunch. Now see, this is what happens in our life. So they went for a lunch. So they both are taking the lunch. Girl is casual. Okay, you invite in America, it happens. You invite me for a lunch, it's okay. Oh, it's okay. Let me. But this boy had a sensuality thoughts in his mind. He wanted to extend the relationship. He wanted to extend the relationship little further. So he returned home. He was expecting a message. He was expecting a message from the girl. She did not respond. He got frustrated. Why he get frustrated? Because his mind converted that girl as an object of pleasure. So then he got frustrated, and then in the next session, he was talking about it that at least this is what I have been doing and I don't succeed. I said, you will never succeed because nothing outside is an object of peace and happiness. He was so much frustrated. This is the third time. I said, this is not the third time. You are in 34, 35. This may be the million times. So I asked him, can I ask you a simple question? What is the age of that girl? Oh, she may be in her 30s. Okay. And so she's cute, yes. She is beautiful, yes. He said. I said, can you tell me how many girls in the entire world aging 30 years old are cute and beautiful. Oh, there are millions. So now the next question, why did you focus on this girl excluding the rest of it? I don't know. I said this is known as attachment. And attachment leads to delusion. Oh, this is attachment. I said, you have been thinking about this girl, leaving, excluding the millions. And attachment causes the delusion. Delusion causes the suffering. You are laughing. I said, I must laugh at your foolishness. The problem is why? Because this is your third time and you are not understanding. This is the third time. And he claims he is very intelligent. So when my mind, you can appreciate, anything. Oh, this television is good, phone is good, girl is good, boy is good. You acknowledge, accept, and appreciate. That much is okay. But when the mind starts the mantra, she is cute, she is beautiful, she is cute, she is beautiful. So your mind keeps on repeating this. You go home, you are eating something, you are in the kitchen, and the mind continues to repeat. This is what the attachment is. The mind only now have an exclusive concentration on the objects, on the event, on the people outside. That is what the delusion is. It will cause you anxiety and depression and frustration and anger, lot of other stuff in the life. Return back to our topic. I told you that this text has two titles. One is Hammer the Delusion. So hammer the delusion means that I have to hammer this delusion by knowledge, by understanding. And the second title means turn your mind to the real self. Whenever we are surrounded by anxiety, duality, conflict, etc., we should not stretch. We should not keep on thinking about the anxiety, upset, and depression. But that is the moment we start move the mind within, allow the mind to rest within, is the beginning. Otherwise, anxiety can never come to an end. Depression will continue, frustration will continue. So these are the two titles. And now come to the first verse of this. That is the foundation. That is the foundation. And that is the foundation. That is the beginning. It contains only 31 verses. If you start living in these verses, you are already reached to the highest state of consciousness. So let us pick up the first verse. First verse has 4 parts. First part says that turn your mind to the real self. How? Just think that I am the real self of the nature of peace and happiness. I have to start with it. Oh, that restaurant is very good. We do it every day. Oh, that restaurant is very good. Come on, let's have a dinner there. Let's have a dinner there. Restaurant is good. That real self is good, of the nature of peace and happiness. There is no problem. Same way. That is the first line. So it means I recognize, I remember that I am of the nature of the real self. Very good. Then what is the second? I have to recognize my foolishness. Whenever I am surrounded by anxiety, duality, conflict, depression, etc. So the recognition of the foolishness. I move the mind within, I recognize the foolishness, and then I go deeper. And I said, I have been in this state of the foolishness for so long, for my entire life. Now the time has come to destroy it, to remove it. How? By knowledge, by contemplation, by reflection. Otherwise, what will happen? The fourth line of the verse, otherwise, what will happen? Master gives a metaphor here. It's such a beautiful metaphor. I don't know everything of the English grammar, but whatever I know, I can speak of Eastern wisdom. Huh? In English, I can speak of physics and chemistry and daily work. But if, pay attention, the beautiful metaphor, the master makes fun of those people, but seriously, serious fun. So the master says, what the master says, I have to study physics. So the metaphor says, okay, first let me uh, uh, study the book of English grammar first. Let me remember and revise all the rules of the grammar before studying physics or before studying chemistry. No, no, you already know it. No, no, I have to repeat it. What it means? What it means? I spent my whole life seeking pleasure, peace, happiness from the world outside. I got happiness by eating a particular food. Were you happy? Yes, I was very happy eating that food. Can you retrieve that happiness now? No, that happiness is already lost. Can you retrieve the happiness with your physical intimacy, for buying a house, to getting a car, to anything in the world? No, I cannot retrieve it. So how long you are continuing to live this kind of a life, even at the point of the death, you will see, my all desires are unfulfilled. So we are born crying, we will die crying. So the four parts of the verse, let us go again and see that. The first line of the verse, it says, Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam. We used to sing, turn your mind to the real self, turn your mind to the real self. Do you, oh mind, go within. The real self is within you. So this is a call to focus our attention on the real self rather than being lost in confusion and the restlessness thoughts. Why? Because the mind caught in confusion cannot find the true peace or happiness by chasing external distractions. How? By recognizing. I just say, just let me think. I'm of the nature of the real self. Why I have to think? Because thought is the product of knowledge. How can you know anything if I don't say any sentence, if I don't speak? Thought contains the knowledge. By recognizing when my mind is restless, I remember, no, I am of the nature of permanent peace and happiness. What to do? So, Master says listening, learning, contemplation, reflection, and daily practice. So, how long? Until the mind recalls, reminds, and all your anxiety and depression stops completely. Second line of the verse. Oh, huh? Second line of the verse says, Bhaj Govindam Bhaj Mudhamate. Foolishness. You know, foolishness, oh, foolish is not an unintelligent person. Foolish person misdirects its intelligence. I misdirect, I change the direction of my intellect in a wrong way. So this guy who met me yesterday, and he said, "What? No, I was doing meditation, but my mind was already imagining that girl." I said, "This is a misdirection. This is a misdirection. Your mind is not practicing meditation to find the real self. You have replaced the real self with this cute and beautiful girl." Are you getting it? This is foolishness. So am I fool? I said it appears though. I'm sorry to say, but it appears that you are a foolish guy. That girl is sleeping and enjoying her life, and you are here meeting after inviting her for a lunch, and you are frustrated. You spend a lot of money for happiness, and you are frustrated. This is what happens with the foolishness. So the third line, Varisan prapte sannahite kale. Master is saying when the appointed time of the death comes, you will continue to repeat the rules of a grammar. Means, I will continue to search peace and happiness outside. That causes lot of delusion. So the master is saying, what is this? This reminds us that life is finite and the end will inevitably come to all. Don't you see that? I asked this young guy. Oh, yes, it will happen. Why? Because awareness of life's impermanence helps us to prioritize what truly matters. You already have three incidents in your life. You chased three girls, all the three left you. One day I will also leave you because you are not listening, you are not understanding. What should I do? No, 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 no. I said, you have to change, undergo a change. You pick up the attachment caused by the foolishness, and you have been repeating this foolishness for so many times, for so many years. Master is pointing out a appointed time of the death comes. So the master is not threatening or making one scared, but says this is you have to remember it's permanent, a temporary. Whatever is outside, your expectations are fulfilled outside. It is temporary. It cannot be permanent. You buy a house, it is temporary. Why it is temporary? You are happy for a week, and after that, you are that happiness is gone. You buy a new car, happiness is gone. You eat in a restaurant, after an hour, happiness is gone. Nahi nahi rakshati dukrunna karne. Master is saying material positions and achievement in social status cannot protect us from the ultimate reality of this body is going to be left. Why? Because external things are temporary, powerless against the inevitable process of dying and inner transformation. How? By understanding that true security comes from inner spiritual strength. How come? When I recognize this real self is all pervading and eternal, it is always there at all the time. I'm not scared of the death. Why? Because it is the death of the body. It is not the death of me. Why? It is not the death of me. I'm the real self. I'm not the body. My master used to ask that who told you that you are the body? Who taught you? In which university or college you learned it? You just accepted it. You didn't inquire. You did not inquire into what exactly is the truth. You have just taken for granted. There is a pain in the knee, and you say, I have a pain. Your mood of the mind has changed, and you say that I am upset. You are not the body and the mind. In which university you have learned that you are the body and the mind? That is the point. The body and mind are keeps on changing. What is changing? It has to come to an end. Whatever has a name in the form, it appear, it disappear. Like a wave, it appear, it disappear. Like a wind, it appear, it disappear. Like a house, it appear, it disappear. 9/11, Twin Tower, appear and disappear. That is, whatever is changing has twofold activity. That is why the master is saying your grammar lessons or worldly knowledge won't save you from anxiety, from stress, from duality, from a conflict. I have to do the self inquiry. I was thinking yesterday in the evening that how to make it very clear for you. So I created an acronym. Acronym, what is that word? Silent. SILENT. So the first thing to follow this teaching of the master that you have to check if the mind is still. S means still the restless mind. Silent. I just convert this first verse into an acronym for you. What is that acronym? That acronym is silent. S means still the restless mind. I means investigate the real self within you, not outside. Investigate, investigate. The I means investigate. L means let go of the worldly reliance. E means embrace the present moment. N means nurture inner peace. T means teach through the presence. Teach through the Eastern wisdom or presence. So these are, let us understand clearly, still the restless mind. I am upset, I have a lot of anxiety, what should I do? You should remember I have to still the restless mind. How? By going within. Mind kind of keeps on thinking about the outer event and you push the mind consciously inside. Restless mind. Mind is jumping here and there. How can you still the mind? Make your body totally still. Tell your body you cannot move for another 15 minutes only. Why? Because that restless mind did not find an opening through the body and it will calm down. We have to learn. And there comes the four-step relaxation practices you have done many a times, many a times. So it is turning the confused mind inward. When I say still the restless mind, it simply means turn the mind inward. The mind often stirs with worries and regrets, but the peace arises when you change the direction of the mind from outside to inside. When the memories of or fears arise, don't react. Sit quietly. Watch them like the clouds passing by. Everyone has good and the bad memories. When the bad memories takes over, do nothing. Just watch them like the clouds passing by in the sky. Wait, watch, wait, watch. No reaction is what the first S of this acronym. Second acronym, second word of the acronym, second letter of the acronym is investigate. Real self means I have to think of the real self. The real self is within me, of the nature of permanent peace and happiness. So, this is an invitation to the mind to reconnect with my source. How to do it? You just start chanting any mantra. Satoma Satyagamaya. Let me move from the false to the real, or Sarvesham. Swastir Bhavatu. May there be happiness for all. Or simple Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Or simply in English, I'm of the nature of happiness. And this anxiety, this reaction are like the clouds, they are passing by, but I'm of the nature. I have to use the thought process. People, people, people say, no, if I'm using the target of using the thought process, then what will happen to the meditation? That is the second step. First, you have to give the right knowledge at the right time to the mind. The L means let go of the worldly reliance. The worldly reliance causes, so it means my expectations, my desires, I'm running after. I have to change to run away instead of running after anything. I have to remind myself the pleasure, pain, experience relates to seeking anything in the world outside. But the world is not, nothing in the world contains the property of peace and happiness. Can you show me anything? From eating, from house to the car, to the clothes, to the dress, to anything in the world. I go to the restaurant, I'm very happy eating the food, and my mind is deluded. It says, oh, this is a good food and it has given me a pleasure. So if it is a good food and the food has given you the pleasure, so why that food do not continue to give you the pleasure all the time? It is not possible because it does not contain the property of happiness. That we do not understand. That is why the foolishness. So let go of the worldly desire. So on one side, let go of the worldly desire. In fact, let go of the foolishness of the mind causing me anxiety, reaction, duality, upset. Why it takes a long time, the journey? I received an email just in the morning from a baby boomer. She wrote to me that I don't see I have to do anything. I'm totally frustrated. I'm also not going for a workout and I'm just sitting for the last 3 days. What should I do? I said, what should you do? You are already doing nothing. And you're asking me, what should I do? You have answered the very question you are asking me. But it is very important to understand whenever your mind stops doing anything, even the normal routine. She also wrote me, I have not taken even the coffee. I just said, I do nothing. I said, this is the sign that you have understood the principle at the second level, but these principles have not helped your mind to remove the delusion of the past. So you have many impressions accumulated in the past, but at the external level, you have been doing the practice and the wisdom is blocking it, but the accumulated impressions in the past. So the mind is confused. It does not want to do anything. Get up, check what is essential duties, start doing it. Practice the meditation, not only 2 or 3 times to get rid of that foolishness. That is an extreme foolishness. I know this is good for my life, but I don't do it. Why? Accumulated impression, deeper inside, it wants to receive the pleasure from the world, but my mind also recognizes the pleasure is not there outside. So there is a lot of confusion. That is the third L. Letter, the let go of the worldly reliance completely, not from outside, but also from inside. Sometimes we become a hypocrite. Inside, the craving continues, and outside, I hold back. This is the state of this lady. And I said, no, you have to get up, get up. No, you have to do it. You have to do it. Let us see what she does. Now the another letter comes, E, embrace the present moment. The present moment is always full of peace and happiness. In the present moment lives the real self. It is not living in the past. It is not living in the future. Present moment, present moment. Oh, this is the present moment. Oh no, she reacted to me, and that is why I'm sad. Oh, reacted into the past. Leave the past. Leave the past. So you are constantly watching the mind to living in the present. There is living in the present. Leave the present. Leave the past in the future. By thinking, by being aware, by redirecting the mind, embrace, by redirecting the mind to real self. Real self. If I live in the present moment as such, there is no stress, anxiety, duality, conflict. That is the meaning Buddha says mindfulness breath. or breath mindfulness. You continue to be aware of the breath. So add something breath mindfulness with the mantra. Whenever mind is running after something seeking pleasure, breath mindfulness. You can say Shantoham, Om Shanti at the same time. That will take your mind away from it. In the beginning, we need to do it, and after that, so once you have done, you have changed the direction of the mind again, then comes the letter N. Letter N means nurture the inner peace or discover. Nurture for the sake of an acronym. So, like the tending a garden, nurture your inner peace with the daily reflection and care. So, once you are already relaxed and calm, there are left some impressions of anxiety and reaction. And that is the right moment you start reflecting. Reflecting means thinking. Mind why you were so upset, why you were so full of anxiety, oh, what expectations you have from the world outside. Don't you know that any expectations for seeking peace and happiness will frustrate you? That you already know it. It doesn't mean that I stop eating the food. Yes, eating the food for survival. But I'm not seeking happiness in that food because happiness is inside me. That is the way we have to nurture inner peace and letter and teach through the presence of the Eastern wisdom, teach through these principles again and again to mind again and again means I simply remember mentally. There are many ways to remember. You remember many principles now. There is a real self of the nature of peace and happiness. That real self is of the nature of peace and happiness. You see how many principles you know that the real self is of the nature of peace and happiness. That real self is separate and different from the body and the mind. Separate and different from the body and mind. You see that the real self is eternal. It means it is beyond time. It is all pervading. It is pure consciousness. Oh, it is pure consciousness, but body cannot be the pure consciousness. It means I am not the body and the mind. I am not. You reflect on, go on reflecting. Allow the mind to settle in these principles and then see what happens. We are covering only the foundational verse of this teaching. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Murdhamate. Murdhamate means foolishness. Sannahite sanprapte, sannahite kale rahi rahi, nahi nahi rakshati dukrunna karni. When appointed time of the death comes, what will happen? Rules of the grammar will not work. The deluded mind has learned to seek happiness outside will not work. But if I live at the time of leaving this earth planet, I'm living in peace and happiness, love and wisdom. That Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Murdhamate. Recognize and realize the real self like a ship lost at the sea being called back to shore. Like a ship is lost at sea, and so the guide says, "Now come back in this direction." I have to turn my mind within myself That is the beginning of the journey. O foolish mind. So I recognize the foolishness nature of the mind. Sanaprapte sannahite kale. When the end of the life approaches, a reminder of life's temporary nature, the temporary nature of the body and the mind and the ego, permanent nature of the real self. I have to remind myself again and again how I am comfortable with the real self and how I am comfortable with the body and mind today, uncomfortable tomorrow. Then I retrieve the information about my body and the mind from the past, and I continue to suffer. Is there any need to suffer? No help will come as long as I'm seeking happiness and the love from the world outside. No happiness, no happiness will come. There are some reflection questions we should ask. How often do I find my mind restless or confused? So I just take an agenda in my daily agenda. How many times? How many times I was restless? What is the degree, intensity of that restless? I hate this guy. So you were restless for a minute and it is gone, out of sight and out of mind, out of mind and out of sight. So I still remember. It means there are some traces for the restlessness and hesitation is still present. So I note it down so that I can reflect on every day. In what ways have I relied on external achievements or knowledge for my sense of security? I have to ask this question again. In what ways have I relied on external achievements or knowledge for my sense of security? Outer survival, food, wealth, home, shelter, dress. We need that. We need that. We have to organize that in our external life. But we do not superimpose happiness on any one of them. That is the key. And if we superimpose your peace and happiness on them, they are going to cheat you. The same car will cheat you which you liked at the time of purchase. The same phone will cheat you. The same house. No. Same house? No, I don't have any problem with the house. What about the plumbing work? What about when the tap, when you have a drainage problem? What about you have AC problem? This is, you seek pleasure from one object of the world, minimum 10 problems comes with it. I have to buy the car, so I have to maintain it. I have to maintain it. I buy the phone, I have to maintain it. I like this dress, but now it has become old, so that is why I bought new one. How can I invite the real self or a sense of peace into my daily routine? I have already answered that again and again. What does embracing impermanence mean to me personally? The other day I was coaching. I said my mom died in 78 or 79. I'm conveying the information to you all, but while conveying the information, there is no sense of grief in me at this moment. But when she died at the age of in 79, and I was hardly 14 and 15 years old, and my mind was deeply attached to my mom, I entered into the extreme grief. I could not speak even for about a week. That was the grief I had at the death of my mom. I'm saying the same even to you now. The grief is not there. What it means? Impermanence. Anything. Grief, impermanent. Pleasure, from the word outside, impermanent. And then my father died in 89. I did not have that level, intensity, and the degree of the grief that I had with the mom. The society outside labeled differently. He was more attached to the mom. That's why he is not having that. No, during that period, I was with my master. My master told me, "You are not worthy of grief. You are not worthy of suffering." I was learning. I was with that understanding and knowledge. The way I am sitting in front of my body of my dad, one day my kids will be sitting, I hope, will be sitting in front of. It's a rule, it's a normal. Why should I worry? Are you serious? This is the first verse. So I have to remember all the four parts of the verse. The more we remember during our daily activities, we find we awaken to the higher consciousness. That is our goal. So this master, I gave you the two. Uh, I gave you the two. No, not two. I gave you the first verse, clarity, and the two titles. Yes, you can unmute now.